Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm doing all right, though. Woke up this morning in good spirits. Um, I was waiting yesterday. Y'all know I did the video of Charlamagnes, finally speaking after so many years, but I got something confused. She was 15 at the time when this happened. 15 at the time. Now she's 30, 32. She has kids, she has a career, has a future. She's a stand-up woman. Her name is Jessica, by the way. So big shout out to Jessica, you know what I'm saying, for at least coming out and saying her story. I think it took a lot from her to come out. But y'all already know Star. Star is no joke. Star presented paperwork and everything. How does Star get his hands on so much paperwork? Don't know. The boy's bad. Now, you can see it in two different ways. You can see it as she's trying to get clout, to try to get money, or you can see it as Charlamagne did it. He took a plea for it, and he was only given probation. It never went to trial. Why it never went to trial? Because Jessica's mom decided for her daughter, who was 15 at the time, not to, get on the stand and testify against Charlamagne, because her mother didn't want her to go through that turmoil and that pain and reenactment of what had happened to her. So, for years, you know what I'm saying, she's been trying to let it go and not think about it and try to pursue and live her life. But it's been aching. It's been itching and getching on her. Because you see, just because Jessica's mom didn't want her at the stand or wanted her daughter to pursue with the trial case, she always wanted to get on the stand. She always wanted to pursue with the trial and the case. But there's no, after a certain amount of time, you can't bring up a case to that level after 6 or 7 years in the state where it happened. Now, she stated that she does not want no money from him. So right now, it's not about clout. What she wants to do is have closure. She wants closure through all this. She wants Charlamagne to just come out and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying to reopen the case. But you see, the problem is, for a case to that matter to be reopened, it will have to go through the state, then the capital, and then see if the state prosecutors and the state within itself will open up the case. She was asked questions to reference of how her and Charlamagne the God relationship was, and she says that she never liked him at that point, to that point the way that Charlamagne liked it her. Now, she also stated that Charlamagne and her were friends, you know what I'm saying? Friends. And she met him through a friend that was a DJ, a DJ, and a friend also of Charlamagne the God. She don't even know how Charlamagne the God got her phone number, but I guess it was through his friend, the DJ, who Jessica knew. And he went to, Jessica's house 3 times. She stated 3 times. Her mom knew who Charlamagne was. Her brother knew who Charlamagne was. There, and one time, I think which was the 3rd time, when Charlamagne went over there to her house, her brother opened up the door, but he was left without seeing her because she wasn't there. And another time, he picked her up to take her to each party. Her thoughts were, look, we're friends, you know what I'm saying? You my boy, we cool like that. I don't like you like that. So she always thought that her and Charlamagne had a good friendship. You understand? At the time, you know, she was friendship with them. Just a regular friendship. And he knew that she was underage and the whole 9 yards. But my thing is this. What, Jessica, why would your mom would let you out with a grown ass? Your brother let you out with a grown ass man, knowing who Charlamagne the God is. That's the tricky part. What really? Why would you allow your daughter to go out with a man that's twice as her age? That's a question that mom needs to answer. And I'm talking about Jessica's mom. If you know your daughter is 15, why are you accepting and allowing her to go out with a man who's 30 to go to to a beach party or to chill or even go to the house to go see your daughter? That's a tricky question right there. But I wanted to ask, Jessica's mom, no disrespect to the family, no disrespect to her mom, her brother, because I don't know him. God bless y'all, by the way. You understand? Now, she stated that she was already uncomfortable. Because Charlamagne, you know what I'm saying? He was telling her, have a few drinks, you're going to be all right. You're going to be cool. You feel me? But she said she was uncomfortable because she was being kind of pressured. So, after a certain amount of time of him pursuing it, she gave in. Now, when the drinks were made, after a while, the other girl that was there started throwing up. Started throwing up. So as Jessica went to go help her friend and clean everything up, she started feeling woozy and dizzy herself. But she also stated that Charlamagne was still trying to give the other girl that was there drinks to keep her, you know what I'm saying, on that level and in that state. So after a while, she knew something was wrong. She knew something wasn't right. She fell out. When she fell out, like I said yesterday in the video, she wasn't so conscious to understand what was going on, but she knew that he was on top of her, penetrating her. Next thing you know, when she opens her eyes again, Charlamagne is gone. Like gone, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. So, Star asked her, who called the police? Was there somebody called to come and help you? She said, no. The ambulance was called. I was trying to help, I guess her friend to get up because, they were both fucked up and woozy, and it was dark through the hallways, so they barely couldn't see. But they were able and managed, for the ambulance to find them, and that's when they were taken into the hospital. When I think about this, a lot of women do this for clout. A lot of women do this for attention. But you see, Jessica, who is 32 now, she just wants closure. And she wants to reopen the case because, to her acknowledgement, Charlamagne the God is a liar. He is the type of person that is like a date raper, you know what I'm saying? The type that puts, pills in your shit or puts any type of shit in your drink to get you drunk, then fuck you and disappear. Like I said, I wasn't there. Nobody was there to say if this is true or not. You understand what I'm saying? It can play both sides. It can play egotistic side. It can play the disrespectful side. But Jessica, who is now 32 again, said that Charlamagne is a liar, that he's a motherfucking deceitful person. I heard the interview with Jessica and Star, and it sounded to me that she don't want no money for Charlamagne. That's not what she's trying to say. All she wants is closure. All she wants is the world to know that he manipulated the situation the whole way through. Now, Star asked her some real deep questions. The interview is out there. The name of the show is called Star in the Mourning. And she specifically said that they had a mutual friendship. A mutual friendship. It wasn't about fucking. It wasn't about dating each other, because she clarified it and confirmed it. Look, I just want to be your friend. I don't like you like that. You understand what I'm saying? But Charlamagne kept on pursuing and pursuing. Now, I think Jessica's mom, the mom of the accuser who accused Charlamagne, where were you at all this? Why would you let your daughter go out with a man who is twice as her age? Where was your mother? Now, this is another thing. If Charlamagne knew that she didn't want him, and all she wanted to be was friends, and he went to her house 3 times. She confirmed it 3 times. 1, to go to a beach party. 2, to take her out to, to eat or whatever, to lunch. And then another one, but Jessica's brother, the one that accused Charlamagne, her brother, Jessica's brother, opened the door, but Jessica wasn't there at the time. Number 1, if my daughter's 15 years old at the time, Jessica is 32 now. But if my daughter is 15, and let's just say, for an example, Charlamagne comes to my house and asks for my daughter. Hey, how you doing, sis? How you doing? And asks for my daughter and say, sir, is Jessica there? The first thing I'm going to ask, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm Charlamagne the God. I don't know if you know me. I'm a host in the Breakfast Club, etc., etc. How the fuck old are you, sir? Oh, sir, I'm 30. The first thing I would have done is slam that motherfucking door and don't ever come here again. That would have been number 1. But I think Jessica's mom took a liking, and also Jessica's brother took a liking into Charlamagne the God. So he was allowed to go over there, to chill with her or whatever the case may be. So you know who I blame in all this? Jessica's mother. Because there's no way that my daughter, who's 15 years old, is going to go out with a man who's twice as her age, and you living under my house? Fuck that shit. There's no way. But still, Jessica, Charlamagne's accuser, she said all they had was a friendship. She wanted to be only his friend. She never wanted no sexual action, no sexual activities. She never wanted his money. She never wanted what he had, none of that. So what Jessica is trying to do now is reopen the case. You know how long that's going to take? You know how difficult that's going to be? Knowing that already so many years already went by, what lawyer, what attorney, what district attorney is going to take the case knowing that Charlamagne already took a plea deal? Yes, Charlamagne in the case took a plea deal and he was only given probation. But you see, that only happened because Jessica's mother decided for Jessica not to pursue with the trial, not to pursue with the case, because she didn't want her daughter traumatized. But Jessica, who is 32 years old right now, she is still traumatized. She's still trying to, capitalize herself for what she went through and the ordeal. But my thing is this, once again, why would your mother allow a grown-ass man to your house when Jessica was 15 at the time? So that's a lot of questions that you got to ask yourself, as a parent, as a guardian angel, or just somebody that's a caretaker to, kids that you probably adopted, to that extent and level. Jessica's mom has a lot to ask herself and say to herself, damn, was that my fault? Yes, it is. And I blame Jessica's mother for that, because there's no way in fucking hell that I'm going to allow my 15-year-old daughter to go out with a man that's 30 years old and knowing that this man is a famous talk show host. So what she's basically saying is that she wants to expose Charlamagne the God for being a liar. You know what I'm saying? And Charlamagne the God already talked about this case. Already talked about this case in 2013. And he also had an interview with academics. Y'all know academics. And he told academics basically his side of the story. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all could go DJ Academics interview with Charlamagne the God about his case, and you will see it there. And by the way, big shout out to DJ Academics. But once again, Jessica, the accused, the girl that accused Charlamagne the God, all she wants is closure. All she wants is just closure to reopen the case so another 15-year-old, 16-year-old girl won't have to go what she went through when Charlamagne supposedly, allegedly did that to her. But once again, I'm going to go back to Jessica's mom. Jessica's mom, why would you allow it? I'm going to go to Jessica's brother for a minute. You think if Jessica was my sister, you think I would allow Jessica to go out with Charlamagne the God knowing my sister's 15 years old? It makes you think why they didn't stop it. Why they didn't prevent from that young girl, that young child at the time when she was 15, because now Jessica's 32. Why would you allow that to happen or even take place or even have a matter? That's where Jessica's mom fucked up at. There's no way. I don't give a fuck how famous you are. I don't give a damn how rich you are. You are not gonna go out with my 15-year-old daughter. And that's a big problem in today's agenda. And the reason why it's a big problem is because nowadays in the industry, it's cool for old men or, older individuals to grab 15, 16, 14, 13-year-old girls and disrespect them at IG, on Facebook, on Twitter. It's cool. It is cool to do that now. Do you know if you go to like a lot of strip clubs, if you go to a lot of strip clubs, the majority of girls that are in these strip clubs are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and up. But the majority are from the ages of 14 to 18. So you see, this propaganda has already been going on. It's cool now for motherfuckers to pop pills in a person's drink and date rape them. It's cool now to motherfuckers. That shit, man, that is so sickening. That is so fucking sickening to my stomach, because I guarantee you, if that ever happens to one of my kids, man, and I hope my kids will never have to go through that. I'm killing every son of a bitch there is. I'm killing everybody. Everybody that was at the party, I'm killing everybody. It's cool. It's cool if you a talk show host to present yourself with a 15, 14, 13-year-old girl and do whatever the fuck you want with her, just like Africa Bambaataa did to so many kids. And it's cool to the people. They praise that shit. Look at 6ix9ine. Got accused of, something bad sexual misbehavior conduct and all types of shit. And look at him. He's being praised. Look at Africa Bambaataa. And I know some people don't know this, but there's a saying, and even Hassan Campbell has a video of this, saying that there's a big possibility that African Bambaataa even raped Kanye West. So Jessica, all I can tell you is keep your head up. Stay strong. Believe in yourself. If you believe that you're doing the right thing by trying to open up this case again, let me see. Not only is it cool, that shit is the normal. Yeah, it's the normal norm nowadays. You absolutely right, sister. It is the normal norm. But let a brother from the hood get accused of a charge like that, and knowing that They get a pass for it. And I don't give a damn what nobody says. They pass for it. If you're super duper rich and you are with the and you follow your ritual rules, it's cool. It's the normal norm. Like Obama said, and just like my sister said. It is the normal norm. And I woke up this morning, and I seen Charlamagne. Doing the donkey of the day to a state prosecutor. You know what, Charlamagne? You should stop doing donkeys of the day completely and try to get this shit resolved. Try to get this shit resolved so you can come to a closure yourself, my brother. Because if that is true, and as a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. Hip Hop Classic Daily. It says social media users react to Charlamagne's. You know what I'm saying? Suppose.
What's going on YouTube? Come back at you with another video.
Suppose allegations of what he did to Jessica when Jessica was 15 years old. You understand? So he thought he had closure when he took the plea deal and took probation. But he didn't take sex offender probation. He didn't took sexual predator probation. They didn't give him an MDSO therapy class that he had to go to. Like the majority of the time they make, sexual predators or sexual offenders do. Not at all. He walks every day normal. He walks every day like he's the God. That's why he calls himself Charlamagne the God. There have been points in the show that I just wanted to grab Charlamagne by his bald head and fucking put it through a door and smash his fucking head in, because Charlamagne is very disrespectful. He is very disrespectful to a lot of people. That's why Little Mama, y'all know Little Mama, he made her cry and everything in the show. So Charlamagne is known for roasting people in Donkey of the Day. But you know what? His accuser, Jessica, that's her name, Jessica. She just wants Charlamagne to come out clean. She wants to reopen the case and trial. And she wants Charlamagne just to be honest with the people in the world. She doesn't want his money at all. She don't want his money. She don't want no clout. She don't want attention. Now, in 2 days, Star, who interviewed her, is going to check up on her and see what's going on. If y'all want to see the interview, go to Star in the Morning. That's the name of the show, Star in the Morning. And you will see what she's saying. You know what? What's up, War? I'm doing okay, sir. You know what? I gotta say something. Why would anybody? And I gotta go back to Jessica's mom. I gotta go back to her mother. Charlamagne went to her house 3 times. You know what? Look, I'm gonna just let y'all listen to the interview. Now, I'm the type of person, I just don't want to make up shit. I just want y'all to see the interview for yourselves. Because if y'all see it yourselves, if y'all hear it yourselves, you have a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? You have a better understanding of what I'm saying. I want you to hear what Jessica had to say. You understand? This is not quoted from me. This is quoted from Jessica. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, this is the interview right here. Y'all give me a minute. Hold on. Now give me 1 second.
I'm your host, Star, and this is the Star Report. I have a guest tonight. Her name is Jessica, and she has a story to tell, along with the Sheriff's Department statements and court documents dating back to...
I'm going to let y'all hear it. I'm going to back it up. Can y'all hear it? I want to get y'all. Can y'all hear it good, or is it too loud? Y'all let me know. Hello? Can y'all talk to me, fam? Is it too loud or is it too low?
Greetings, I'm your host, Star, and this is the Star Report.
Here you go.
I have a guest tonight. Her name is Jessica. He has a story to tell, along with the Sheriff's Department statements and court documents dating back to 2001 with respect to an alleged crime of rape with Charlamagne the God, a popular radio host by way of the Breakfast Club. Jessica claims that Charlamagne indeed drug her and raped her. Let me also say that I personally have no first-hand knowledge of these allegations surrounding this matter, but I do have Jessica on the line and have court documents to substantiate these allegations. Good evening, Jessica. Welcome to the show. All right, so...
Yeah, listen to the interview.
You're a mother, you've got a career, and this is something that's been, what, it's been weighing heavy on your heart over the years, or you feel that there's something that needs to be further discussed? What?
It's just something that I haven't quite been able to get over. I don't know if you ever get over anything like that, but
I can't get over it. I don't think nobody can get over something like that. You understand? But listen.
As far as closure goes, I never really got that. After everything happened, I was 15 years old, and my mom, she didn't want me to, speak against him in court. I guess she felt like after all had taken place, that would have been too much for me at that time. So we kind of moved away to Virginia, and, that was it. There was never any closure. I don't believe that he ever went to jail. According to the paperwork, I think he just got probation. So he never really was held responsible for what he did. And then shortly after, I started seeing him on TV and hearing more about him, and that just brought up all of these, old wounds that I had from the issue or the situation. So for me, it's just, I want people to know who he really is, for one, and for two, I just want closure in the whole situation. I mean, it's been over 15 years now, and I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to counseling for it. At one point, I was on medication. It's something that is with me to this day, and I really just want to kind of put it behind me, and it's hard to do that when you see this person on TV. He's everywhere.
Right. Okay, so Charlamagne took a plea with regards to this case, and it's behind him. You spoke about Charlamagne being on top of you. Is that your official statement, that Charlamagne was on top of you, penetrating you?
Yeah.
Okay. And has he ever admitted through any part of that process that he did engage in sexual activity with you, or did he flat out deny that?
From what I was told, he said that it was consensual.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your mother did go to court?
Yes, she went.
Okay.
She went, and my uncle went with her.
Okay, so you were a minor at the time, and you didn't feel it was necessary to go,
and look what it says. Hold on, look what the court paper says, and I'm going to show it to y'all. I'm going to read it to y'all, but I just want to show y'all. And it says, at a court general session convened on August 29th of 2001. Here we go.
Same time, this did not go to trial because he took the plea deal, yes?
Right, and it wasn't that I didn't feel it was necessary. I wanted to go, but my mother, she felt differently. She didn't want me there.
Right, okay. You made reference in your statement that Charlamagne, he made Malika a drink. Did he make a drink for you as well?
He made both of us a drink, yes.
And it's your claim that the drink made you dizzy and it made you limp, made you pass out? What?
Well, okay, so Malika, she was drinking before I started drinking. She probably had a cup. I was just about finishing my cup. Before I finished my cup, she ended up just throwing up. So I went and got some towels for her, tried to wipe her off, and she was just sitting there like she was out of it, and he kept trying to give her more drinks. So I put my drink down. About maybe 10, 15 minutes after trying to help her and clean her up, I got up because I just wasn't feeling right. My head was just dizzy, and I just felt funny. I could see and I could hear, but I just didn't feel like myself.
Right.
So I got up, and when I got up, it's like I collapsed to the floor. Like I couldn't really move my legs or anything. It was weird.
Okay.
So I never felt anything like that before.
But at the same time, you were 15 years of age. You weren't supposed to be drinking. And I'm not saying that, you were wrong. Whoever was, in your presence, some type of guardian, they should not have been serving you alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. So
And that was the thing. I 15 years old, and I wasn't a drinker. I wasn't a partier or anything. But, me and Charlamagne, we had built a friendship. We were actually friends.
You see?
You know what I mean? I trusted him. And when I got there, I felt a little uneasy because there was just so many people there that I didn't know. It was really more guys than girls. It was me, Malika, and maybe 2 other females there.
Okay.
And he kept trying to get me to drink. And I told him, I said, I don't want anything to drink. I didn't feel good. It was just too much going on for me at one time with all these strangers. And he said, you can trust me. Nothing's going to happen to you tonight. Just, have a drink. And so I said, okay. And he poured me a drink. In the kitchen, he was the only one back there. He came out with the drinks in his hand, and I took the drink from him.
Okay. Now, this happened in 2001 in South Carolina, yes? Okay. Was this a house party? Was this a party at a club, on a boat? What?
It was a beach party. But by the time...
Where's Jessica's mom in all this? That's what I was explaining earlier. But y'all check it out.
We got there. He picked me up from my house. He picked up Malika and I from the house. On our way there, we made a few stops. We stopped at, I believe it was his parents' house. I met his dad, and there was a couple of other family members in there. And we stayed there for a little while, left. Then we went to the gas station. By the time we got to the beach, it was dark. So there was really no pool party, because the way he described it, bring your bathing suits, is going to be like this outdoor pool party, fun in the sun type of thing. By the time we got there, it was dark, and it was just a whole bunch of people inside the house.
So now, after this sexual act took place, that you claim took place, how did you then get home?
The ambulance was called.
Mm-hmm.
Someone called 911. There was someone who was downstairs, outside, actually. After everyone had left, Malika and I were able
Sorry about that.
to pull ourselves together and help each other down the stairs. And we went outside and sat on the curb, and it was just pitch dark. We didn't see anybody. Somebody pulled up. I don't know if these guys were at the party earlier or where they had came from, but someone pulled up and got out the car and asked us if we were okay.
Right.
And I believe it was that person who called 911.
Suppose Charlamagne reaches out to you after we do this interview, and he says, hey, I want to give you a settlement, and I want you to recant your story to call Star a liar. Then what?
Listen, I don't want that man's money. I don't want nothing from him. I just want people to know who he really is. He's a liar. I have been dealing with this for over 15 years. My life has never been the same since that night. My relationships with my family and my friends have suffered because of it. Mentally, I suffer emotionally. One is being angry, but there is still a part of me that's upset because he took something from me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even like him like that. And when I first met him, he expressed that he liked me in that way. But I told him, no, we could just be friends. And that was that. Those were not the dynamics of our relationship. We were just friends.
Did he come to your house?
That's it.
Did he come to your house on occasion to pick you up or to hang out at your house and just, relax with you and your family?
He came to my house. He came to my house twice. The first time he came, he met my mom because he was taking me and one of my best friends out for lunch. That was the first time he came and met my mom. And then another time he came to see me, but I wasn't there. And that's when my brother, Jamel, answered the door and told him I wasn't around. So he came by my house twice. And then, actually 3 times. The third time was when he picked me up to go to the beach party.
Beach party.
So he came by my house. My mom knew who he was. My brother knew who he was. We knew each other. We had a friendship, or so I thought.
Right. So now, at that time, and according to court documents, you were 15 years of age. Did you meet Charlamagne when you were 15 or 14?
I met him when I was through someone named Rico. And Rico, he was like a local DJ. He did music as well.
Okay.
And Rico was, I don't know, we went to the station, I think it was B93 radio station where Charlamagne worked at the time. And they were just talking about music, and I rode with Rico over there. And that's how I met Charlamagne. I didn't know who he was prior to that. I never heard of him. I didn't know him. I didn't even know how he got my number because he called me a couple days afterwards. So I assumed he got it from Rico.
Okay.
But I know I didn't give it to him.
So now, did you ever tell Charlamagne I'm 15, or did he even ask, or was that never part of the conversation?
Yeah, he knew I was 15. He knew I was still in high school. I told him.
Wow.
If I can just say this, you have to find resolve within yourself. I don't think that the media, I don't think that anything by way of something that may happen to Charlamagne is going to give you any form of peace of mind. So opening up to others may help you in the long run.
Right.
Are you okay?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want my life back. And even though I have so much going for me, I still feel like sometimes I'm just not all there because of that situation.
Okay. Okay. I'll talk to you in a day or two, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night.
All right, thanks.
Take care now, Jessica. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Now I'm going to read to you. That was the end of the interview. But this is what it says right after. Neither Troy, Torain, a.k.a. Star, nor the Star Report have any personal or first-hand knowledge of the allegations presented in this interview. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It goes, however, they have acted on good faith and believe these allegations to be subsequently true, based on the court documents obtained as well as Jessica's testimony. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Okay. This is where it gets to the nitty-gritty. Jessica Reed, that's her name. Jessica Reed cannot sue Leonard McKelvey, which is spelled M-C-K-E-L-V-E-Y, civilly because the South Carolina statute of limitations for sexual abuse is 6 years after the person becomes 21 years of age. Which is something I was trying to explain earlier. Jessica is now trying to reopen the criminal matter since there are no statute of limitations for criminal acts in South Carolina. So you know how difficult it's going to be for Jessica to reopen this case? It's going to be very, very, very hard. Y'all heard it yourselves. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Jessica's mom needs to play a big role in this. Charlamagne's mom and family and dad need to play a big role on this. Because if Charlamagne's mom and the father, I think, in my head and in my heart, if they really would have known that that child was 15 years old at the time, they would have gone off on their son. Definitely go off on their son and tell him what the fuck you doing. Because I don't think Charlamagne's mom and dad raised Charlamagne the God to, you know what, let me stop calling him the God, because he is no God. He's just a regular human being just like me and you. But Charlamagne parents should know better. And my thing is this. You know what? I know people can lie. Trust me, I know people can lie. I know authorities can lie. I know women can lie. I know men can lie. Shit. Paperwork can't even lie. Because it's happened to so many people. Believe me when I'm telling you, it has happened to so many people. I hear people saying, yeah, men lie, women lie, but paperwork don't lie. Shit in me. Paperwork do lie. And they lie tremendously. But when you have a young lady like Jessica who's 32 now, just saying, I don't want this man money. I don't want this man, you know what I'm saying, whatever he has. I just want closure. I just want this to come to an end so I can have my life back. It makes you think. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I believe the crime is something else that shouldn't have a statute of limitation, and the murder goes. Hold on, War, because I want to read what you said. Shouldn't have a statute limitation on. It's like murder, just like murder does. You are killing the kid's childhood. Thank you very much. And you know what? They don't care about that right now. You see, Hassan, one of my favorite, you know what I'm saying? Hassan, one of my favorite, channels to look at. He just made a video. You understand what I'm saying? And I just made a video of him yesterday thanking him. You feel what I'm saying? So there's your story, man. You know, so all I just want to tell y'all is everybody has a right to put out their story. You feel me? You know what I mean? And people need to open up their eyes. Hey, people go through things in life. And we're going to listen to the video. We're going to listen to what our brother had to say. We're going to listen to it. We're going to listen to it and see what Hassan, a very strong brother who also was molested by Africa Bambaataa. He was a warrior, a soldier, a lieutenant for the Zulu nation. And he was the one that exposed Africa Bambaataa for what he was. This brother is amazing. Check him out. Y'all go to his channel and check him out, man. Hassan Campbell. This brother is amazing. Let's check out what he has to say.
All right, first and foremost, let me start off by saying this. I am totally disgusted in all of the people, or most of the people rather, a lot of the people that left comments in the first video I did with Charlamagne the God.
I feel the same way.
Y'all didn't even give that young lady a chance.
Yep.
To be heard.
Yep.
But y'all gave him a chance to sit up there and blatantly lie.
Yep.
Blatantly lie in his interview about the facts of that case.
Listen, man.
But made it seem like this young girl who was violated in the worst way couldn't have a voice and made her out to be a liar. She had to want something. You know what she want? She want freedom from what was done to her.
Yep.
She was robbed of her innocence.
Yep.
At the tender age of 15. At the tender age of 15. This 22-year-old man went and picked this 15-year-old girl up. Took her to a party. 15, 22. Even though he said he was 20. But what 20-year-old hangs out with a 15-year-old? But let's keep it moving. You took this 15-year-old girl out and her friend, and you brought them drinks.
Had no business now.
The friend started throwing up, and you still kept trying to feed her more drinks instead of saying,
I told y'all.
as a 22-year-old man, let me take you home. You're not looking too good. Follow me, people.
Listen, y'all, listen.
Then the victim starts getting woozy. So now you You got two 15-year-old girls, I believe. I know the victim is 15. Don't quote me on that. 15-year-old girls at a party giving them illegal alcohol, right? This girl, rape kit, says she was raped. She pressed charges.
And mind you, he never went to trial, but he did took plea deal. And he was only given probation, just like Jessica said. Here we go.
You were locked up. You copped out. You copped out to a lesser charge. They broke the charges down. Now, this is where I give y'all a little bit of Hassan Campbell's life. In 1994, Hassan Campbell was charged with murder.
Yep.
Attempted murder. More than that. I had a few cases.
Yep.
But I'm going to stick to the murder. One of the main murder cases that I had. I'm going to stick to it.
Listen
I was charged
now.
with murder. My murder case was broken down to manslaughter because the case was weak. It was broken down to manslaughter. Then it was broken down again to assault in the first. So Hassan Campbell copped out to assault in the first for murder. 1.5 to 4.5. Went upstate for a couple of months. Came back home. Did my 4 years for murder. 1.5, 4.5. When I copped out, I had all that time and went up north for a couple of months. Got hit at the board, laughed at him because I knew I was coming home. He came home.
Give it to him.
You copped out to a lesser charge because that girl didn't take the stand. Why didn't she take the stand? Because her mother didn't want her to be taught who are lawyers. They're master manipulators. A 15-year-old does not have a chance on the stand and have to relive every.
Wow.
So she didn't take the stand, and because of that, Charlamagne, you took advantage and you copped out to a never reopen that
Never.
case and charge him again because he has already been convicted to a lesser charge. Sue me. You got away with rape. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. DNA questioning you, Charlamagne the God. If you brought that young girl to that bar, to that club, to that party, rape victim, if you seen that they were throwing up, did not take them back home. Now let me break something down to you people. I'm a grown man. People fear me.
You're telling
All
y'all the
of my
truth.
friends are boxers, are shooters. But we older now, we family men. But nevertheless, when we leave each other after a party or standing on a corner, my big brothers, my peoples, my friends, all warriors, we take care of ourselves. We all get on the phone and, yo, Pop, did you, yo, T-Mac, did you make it home? Or whatever. We make sure that we checking up on each other. You are a 22-year-old man running around with a 15-year-old girl, and you allowed her to be left alongside of the road in the dirty South,
Wow.
in the country.
Wow.
She didn't make it home with you, but she left out under your protection and mysteriously got raped because the evidence said she was raped, but you didn't do it. You said it wasn't you. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. It was a cousin, and you didn't want the cousin to get in trouble because he was going to college, allegedly. I don't know this to be a fact. This is hearsay. If you stand next to a rapist, you're just as bad as him. If you protect the rapist, you're just as bad as him. Point blank, period. Bottom line to it. That young girl was robbed of her innocence. This was 20 years ago? Or close to it? You was a young man. A foul young man. But nevertheless, you may be a changed person, Charlamagne the God. Don't you think you owe that girl an apology?
Yes, he
as
does.
a man?
Yes, he does.
As a man, don't you think you owe her something? Charlamagne the God, you wouldn't sit up there and talk about this 5 years ago with academics or talk about it, period, unless you apologizing for the role that you played, whatever role it was. She left that house under your protection. You did not protect her. You didn't protect her. You let that girl be robbed of her innocence. Something that she could never get back. She could never get her innocence back. You was her protector. I don't care about the fact that her parents had no business letting her 15-year-old self run around with your 22-year-old ass. But nevertheless, left her in your protection. And you failed her. You failed her big time, Charlamagne. And everybody that in my comment section making excuses before y'all even got the facts, what do she want? Why did she wait so long? Well, let me explain something to you. Of child rape, child molestation. When you are robbed of your innocence, that's something you never get over. It never goes away. After Star went off this morning and I watched that video, I got in the shower and cried for about an hour.
Wow.
Just cried.
Wow.
Because you never get over it.
Never.
I know what it's like to be raped and molested. I know what it's like to see my sister raped. I've heard stories of my mother.
Me, myself, and I.
My sisters and brother by their stepfather.
I know how that
raped.
feels, man. It's not the greatest feeling of all, man. It's not.
Rape, child molestation is a plague.
Damn.
The rapist is the most safest and protected predator
In the world.
in this world.
Yes.
The rapist never gets talked about.
Never.
The rapist never gets dealt with justly.
Never.
Charlamagne, you became a predator that night.
Wow, man.
And if I'm wrong
Wow.
about the role that you play, which I doubt,
Makes me cry, dog.
I
Wow.
have to say allegedly, but the proof is in the pudding. The paperwork is there. And what you said in your interview goes totally against what that paperwork said. You lied. You copped out to a lesser charge. Hassan Campbell charged, copped out to a lesser charge of murder. So I know how the justice system allows some people to slip through the back doors. Because I slipped out. Murder, attempted murder, murder. And I'm sitting here the same way you sitting here. Young lady, an apology, Charlamagne.
That's the fuck he does, man. For
Rape is
real.
something that you don't never get over.
Never.
And a lot of you people, with the way I dealt with this young lady in my comment section, y'all remind me of her in the air. You know you liked it. You know you wanted it.
Wow.
Anyway, people, Raw and Uncut with Hassan, some topics with Hassan, subscribe to that. There's a war going on outside. No child is safe from.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's child rape and child molestation.
That's right.
And believe me, I'm coming at all of y'all heads.
Come.
I will leave a safe place on this earth for any rapist or any child abuser. You heard? Hit that like button. Stop.
You know what I'm saying? And through in his life, what Africa Bambaataa and what Africa Bambaataa did to him. I mean, it's sad, man. It is very sad. Y'all heard what Hassan just had to say. And it's true. The man just got away with it. He really did got away with it. You know, he took a lesser plea. If You know, it's just like I said. The law can lie. The law can lie on paperwork. They sure can lie. But I'm going to tell y'all like this. Why would you implement your cousin? Why would you put your cousin in a downfall? Because you said that your cousin had, was going to college or had some type of scholarship to go. Why would you put your cousin in the way? And if your cousin really did that, why you did not made a case against your cousin? Because I'm going to tell you, son, if my cousin was to do that, if my cousin is to do that to anybody that's underage, number one, I'm whooping that ass. Number two, you're going to get the fuck out of my face. Something bad's going to happen to you because you just did the unthinkable. So, Charlamagne, for you to sit here and say that you did it to protect your cousin, you just as guilty as he is. You just said it yourself. You're just as guilty as he is. How you gonna sit there and blame somebody else for your actions? Jessica's parents thought that she was under your care, that she was left under your responsibility, and you decided to leave them alone in the dark, in a countryside, in the South Side, in the dirty South, in South Carolina, on top of all that. And some guys that maybe were at the party, they were the ones that called the ambulance, etc., and the police. So she doesn't have a right to come out and plead her case. I mean, look, it's just like I said, man, a lot of women lie, a lot of men lie, even law lies. But I don't think Jessica wants any money from this man. She even said it. I don't want no money for this man. And you know when a woman lies. A woman lies when she, he need to cut that check. He need to give me money for my pain and suffering. Now there is when you say to yourself, what the fuck? Hold up. Is this about what you went through, or this about just money? Are you just trying to get clout? And it sounded to me like she wanted clout. All she wants is closure. And for Jessica's mother, and I'm sorry to say this, shame on you. And for Charlamagne's mom and father, that Jessica knew because Charlamagne introduced them to her when she was 15, shame on both of you. Because my daughter is not going to go out with no motherfucking 30-year-old man when I know that my daughter's 15. Get the fuck out of my face. And just the comments that people are leaving. Like one comment hit me hard. There was a dude that said in the Star Morning show, he said, "Who the fuck cares? I don't give a fuck." Wow, that's how you feel about a young lady that is just giving her testimony of what happened to her almost 16 years ago or 17 years ago, 15, 16, 17 years ago? You gonna say who gives a fuck and who cares? What about if that happened to your sister? What about if that happened to your mother? What about if it happened to you, bruh? Men get falsely accused on an everyday basis. And especially when you're black and Latin. You get accused for crimes and get your ass whooped for just trespassing. But you got people like Harvey Weinstein and others that are so fucking paid, they don't even walk in jail in handcuffs. They walk in that motherfucker like they presidential. Like Donald Trump. You heard what Hassan said. He's going to continue making videos like this to put hate into these motherfuckers' hearts. And you, Charlamagne, supposed to, like a man, apologize to that young lady. Why haven't you apologized to this young lady? What this young lady did to you for you to do what you did to her. I mean, let's just say allegedly that it was your cousin that did it and you protected him. Allegedly. Why you didn't make sure that your cousin took responsibility for what he did? Why? It is sad, bruh, that innocent men go to jail every day for stealing a piece of bread because they hungry and given 50 years, but Charlamagne is walking the streets. Walking the streets like nothing happened to him. And you saw what happened to Charlamagne a while back with Little Kim's goons. They beat the shit out of him because he is so disrespectful towards women. I don't care what nobody say. Charlamagne is very disrespectful towards women. I can't believe that people will stand up for this. And for the comments that they leave behind, oh man, it's sad. It's ridiculous. Why people are not really seeing it for what it's for. Come on, man. It's time to wake up, yo. And the reason why I say it's time to wake up is because people need to analyze. It's time for people to analyze that you need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to smell the fresh air. And you need to understand that it's time to protect sisters, protect brothers who get falsely accused and are victims of that type of environment and that type of circumstance. It's time to wake up, y'all. And I'm glad for everybody that stayed in tune to my channel today and watch me. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. I got some bills to pay. Y'all already know what it is. This is your boy Jalo, man. I love y'all. Peace.